I'm here with Janice Thompson, and she has written this incredible article called Legacy Rocks. And it's for this issue of Legacy Arts Magazine, which is issue 19, and make sure to check it out. Janice, where are you joining us from?
From San Diego, California.
Very nice. I was just there. Now I'm in Utah, but San Diego is beautiful. I love San Diego.
Oh, yes, it's definitely been home for a long, long time and don't plan to move. So.
Excellent. Well, good. Well, this is just kind of an informal chat about you and what inspired you. And the thing I love about your article is you talk about what I hear all the time, when I'm talking to people, which is, it's a great idea to have a family legacy, but there's some things about my family that are not so great that I don't want to pass on. And so I love that your article is about how you rewrite your legacy or figure out, what to pass on. So what kind of got you into this world of just figuring this out? You started basically with yourself, right? Because you had a
Correct.
family the background that you didn't necessarily want to pass on, or at least not all the aspects.
Right.
So how did you start doing that for yourself and then expanding that out to your clients?
Well, it's interesting because when I look back at my history, I've always been drawn to historical biographies. And I noticed that the thing that appealed to me in every biography is, what did the family do with what this author left behind? And watching the impact of this person's message, what did they do to ensure that their family was able to build on it? So I'm not sure why I was drawn to that even as a child, but that's still my favorite reading genre, and it's still something that I thoroughly enjoy reading about. So when I got into the financial service industry with a passion to educate, equip, and empower people to wisely manage everything that they have in their hands, most people think of that in terms of money, and that's extremely important. I don't want to minimize the impact of a balance sheet. But I realized that so many of the other dynamics in people's lives are not related to the financial assets. It's really related to the family assets. It's the business, it's the values, it's the charitable goals, it's the life lessons and the wisdom pieces. And then watching families that actively, proactively tried to create a plan to instill values first before the family's members received any wealth, had a much better outcome than the families who were just focused on the money piece. So that just led me down this track of really understanding how to coach families through not just the important financial decisions, but everything else that's going to be impacting their families long after they're gone, and what can they do to build on it. And you referenced my situation. My parents had a very, very interesting background, and I share more of that in the article, but they knew that they didn't want to pass that on. So consciously, my parents and I and my siblings all had been working to capture their life lessons and the wisdom that was created because they made different choices than the ones they were handed. And it has made a dramatic difference in my family. So all I've done is taken what I've seen work in my family, add it to the academic training and the certifications, and then just brought that down to a plan and a process to help families, regardless of what background. If you were given something great and if you were given less than that, we can take what you have today, draw a line in the sand, and do something different going forward. And it works. All I can say is it works, and I'm so passionate about it.
Oh, it's incredible. And her article, by the way, check this out because it is great. She's got all of these incredible tips on how you do this yourself and the questions to ask and everything. And with your practice, it sounds like you definitely have the financial side, but you have this life coaching kind of side as well. Is that right?
Right. Yes, we call it life stewardship advising. So we have the asset management services, we have the financial planning services, but the part that I'm most passionate about, it wraps both of those two pieces into life stewardship advising. And that's where we've created what we call a Money Smart Families program. So whether you are, you've built this huge business and you're working on transition strategies and you've got family members involved and you want the family business to succeed, or you're just a family starting out, your legacy starts today. No matter where you are in life, legacy planning starts at every generation. So our goal as a firm is to make sure that we resource and give people tools to help them develop money smart families while they're young, teaching children basic money tools, money principles that they're not taught in school, so that as you continue to grow and develop your values and develop the balance sheet, that you're also developing your family balance sheet with the wisdom and the tools that created that wealth, so that future generations have a much easier time grasping that. I always say the sign of a really good estate plan is that your children are still hugging each other 6 months after you're gone, that they're loving one another, they're communicating well. And our goal is to start that with very young families, as well as all the way up to major succession planning and all of that.
Oh, absolutely. So do you work with clients mostly in and around Southern California, or you?
No, we are probably in 40 states now. And the nice thing about technology, as we can see right from this video, is you can be anywhere at any time. So with the tools make it so easy to work with people no matter where they are.
Yeah, it's incredible. The world is a much smaller place.
Smaller place, yes.
Well, great. So how do people find out about you and your company and what you're doing?
Well, our website is onedegreeadvisors.com. The whole concept with the name of the company is there's 360 degrees, and every single one of those degrees matter. So again, while financial planning is so important, managing assets well, helping business owners make strategic decisions, all of those are very important. People are much more than just what we see on a typical balance sheet that just has assets and liabilities. It's those other degrees that bring us back to the point where we're really making wise decisions when the family is involved, when the values are involved, with whatever it is that is on your heart to create and the purpose for which you started it. Understanding all of those things, getting clarity around it, helps give us a lot of confidence in the decisions we're making, and then engaging the families on multiple levels with family retreats, family meetings, getting the family involved in the family mission and finding creative ways to live out that mission. It's a blessing to the mom and the dad. It blesses the children. My prayer is that my children can take what we've built and take it to a whole nother level because of their gifts and talents and the ability for us to equip them with the wisdom that we have now and are really working hard to pour into their lives. I just turn that around and do the same thing with clients. And that is something that I'll probably do till the day I take my last breath. I find so much joy and fulfillment in seeing families transformed. I've often said my mission is to transform families one legacy at a time. And taking families where they are today and writing their story and then creating their preferred future is just so much fun.
Oh, it's incredible. And I can tell in talking with you that your heart is really in this, which I love.
Right. Definitely.
Well, excellent. Well, good. Well, thank you so much. And thank you again for the fantastic article. Make sure to check that out in Legacy Arts magazine. It's issue 19 and it's called Legacy Rocks. And she's just got these incredible tips. And there's actually a bunch of things in there that I'm going to start with my own family.
That's great. And I don't know if you've ever seen a rock like that with the imprint that's in the photo in that picture. But when I saw that in my sister-in-law's garden, and realize that's what we're trying to do with every single family, is to create that imprint, the preferred imprint, not the one that is just going to happen. But that was just such a great metaphor for what we do in helping families create an imprint that will last for generations to come, that they can point back and say, this is what they were all about and this is why it mattered. It's such a great joy.
Yeah, well, we'll check out the article to see the picture of the actual rock. That was actually from her garden, right?
Correct. That's correct.
That's great.
And whenever I speak on this topic, I carry those rocks with me.
Nice. And it's this like perfect imprint of the plants that were in the area. And,
from another time, but they do tell a story.
Exactly. Well, good. Well, thank you so much for spending a few minutes with me. And it's just an absolute pleasure talking with you, and love your article. And everyone, make sure to check out this fantastic article.
Great. Thank you very much. My privilege.
Thanks, Janice.
Okay. Bye-bye.
If you're interested in passing your non-financial assets like your wisdom, your values, and your beliefs to your family and leaving a great impact on the world, make sure to grab a free subscription to our online magazine. Go to legacyartsmagazine.com and you'll see it there. In every issue, we interview fascinating people about their legacies, from Fortune 500 CEOs to artists to philanthropic leaders to best-selling authors. We also offer tips, guidance, and strategies for developing an excellent legacy of your own.